12. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank you for your interest in Salpointe Catholic High School and our academics program. And thank you for joining us for today's Lunch with the Lancers program. Also, a thank you to our faculty who have joined on this call to give us a little insight into what it is that we do here academically at Salpointe Catholic High School. So let's go ahead and get started with today's presentation on the academics here at Salpointe Catholic High School. So first off, an introduction. My name is Anthony Giretti. I am the assistant principal for academics here at Salpointe Catholic High School. I have spent 12 years teaching in the English department at Salpointe, and now I've transitioned into the role of assistant principal for academics. My current role is to supervise and more support our faculty and our academic program, and to act as a liaison between parents and our faculty. So anything the faculty need out of our parents and students, I can step in and help with that. And also the other way around. I'm the person who helps out with our parents when we need to get things figured out from a faculty and parent perspective. I've also played many other roles here at Salpointe Catholic High School. I was speech and debate coach for 10 years. I spent tons of time taking students on European trips. So well-versed in what we do here, how we do it, and how we meet our mission statement. A quick overview of our goals for today is I want to give us an overview of our academic program at Salpointe Catholic High School and hammer home why we believe and we can demonstrate that we are the premier academic institution in Southern Arizona. I want to introduce our various academic departments and show you our curriculum and the different content that we teach. We also want to discuss our honors and AP opportunities, as we are as boutique of a school as it gets in terms of meeting our students where they are and helping them reach their next levels and their full potential. So we want to talk about honors class and advanced placement opportunities where students can take an advanced placement test and earn a score that allows them to go with college credit. It's not too uncommon that some of our students start their college years as a sophomore after all the credit they earn from AP tests. We want to discuss our educational technology. It's never been more important than today, as we all know, dealing with the stressors of the pandemic and what we are doing to support our students' learning needs, as well as giving our teachers the tools to be able to communicate and teach students. We also want to discuss our remedial needs, our programs to help out students who may be struggling, and to ensure that when you are accepted and choose to be a part of our community, that we handle everyone's needs, from those who need some remedial catching up and from those who are ready to hit that AP opportunity. We'll talk about other academic support that we offer to our students and talk about what this product looks like when we're all done in 4 years, that life after Salpointe. And the part of this presentation that I'm really looking forward to is just to pause on all these things and to check in with our teachers throughout the presentation, to see what they're up to see what they're working on, and to allow them to show off their various talents and what we bring for our students. So let's begin with a brief overview of the academics at Salpointe Catholic High School. At Salpointe, we believe that academics is the trademark of not only any school, but really our school. We do a lot of things incredibly well, but our academics, we want that to be what we are known for. In terms of academics, we are college preparatory, and we are certified as college preparatory by the Western Catholic Education Association. It means a couple of things. Number one is that our curriculum is going to be more rigorous than most schools, and we're going to offer the support to handle that rigor. And it's also going to ensure that our students are going to be prepared for college or whatever next steps that they are able to and that they choose to take on. Another thing about our academic program is we offer a holistic education, and we truly believe this, that we are responsible for developing a whole person. So it's not just academics with the intellectual, but using our academic program to help build the social, physical, spiritual, and psychological dimensions and needs of the student. So for 65 plus years, we've been doing this, and we're really excited about the potential and the opportunity to do this for your student, to take them and to transform them in 4 years to be ready for the rest of their lives. In terms of graduation for our 4-year program, our students have a 7-period class day, and we expect them to go through our program in 4 years. And we require 26 credits in order to graduate from Salpointe Catholic High School. And the credits are in these various departments. All students will need to take 4 years of English classes, so they'll have one each year. The same holds true for theology. We do require our students to take 4 years of theology courses and 4 years of mathematics courses. We also require 3 years of science classes. Give that bell a second to ring and keep going. We require 3 years of social studies or history classes, half a year of a technology class. We allow students some opportunity to guide themselves in their interests and ideas with 4 years of electives. Our students are required to take 2 years of a world language, half a year of exercise science, and 1 year of fine arts. So our graduation requirements are 26 credits. Students will take 28 classes, and many will graduate with 28 credits. The extra 2 credits can come from various places. They can take more electives. Being a former English teacher, I'm going to hop on the train and say, let's take an extra English class. Or students can enroll in a quiet study class, and we'll talk about that more with our academic support opportunities. We are also super clear that though these are our requirements for graduation, we know that we're preparing students for the next step in college. So we have the requirements for the state universities as well as our more competitive universities, such as the Ivy Leagues, the Dukes, etc. And we do a really great job within our counseling department of telling students, this may be what we require, but if you want to be competitive, you're thinking about a 4th year of a science. You're thinking about a 3rd or a 4th year of a world language. So here's where we require our students to be, but we're also being very cognizant of the colleges and universities our students want to attend and apply to, and ensuring that they meet those needs for turning in those competitive applications. In terms of our academic departments and curriculum overview, I want to go ahead and take us over to our website. And on our website, again, we're calling this the hallmark of the Salpointe Catholic experience. And on this website, you can select all our various departments and see the different classes and the opportunities that we offer. If we take a quick look within the English department, on the right-hand side on the webpage, you can see the teaching faculty, the department chair, email them with any questions. But what I really like about our website is it lists all the various classes that we offer within these departments and programs. And if we go ahead and click on one of them, the class description pulls up. So you can go ahead and take a look and comb through our different curriculum and classes that we offer in terms of deciding how a Salpointe Catholic education can be the best for your student. Taking a specific look at other classes and other departments, our theology department really goes into depth with not only the Catholic faith, but we also offer a class called Ecumenical and Interreligious Issues that helps students understand where the Catholic Church relates to non-Catholic Christians as well as other religions in the world. So we would highly encourage you to comb through our curriculum, take a look at all the different classes we offer. We do have recommendations, and certain classes fit in with certain grade levels, and our counselors do a fantastic job of ensuring students are well prepared and well versed and placed in the right classes. But I'm really excited about the different curriculum we offer within the different classes. And our website's a great place to start taking a look at not only the faculty, but the classes and other things that we offer. At this point in time, I'm going to want to turn it over to Dr. Rick Heupel. Dr. Heupel is in our science department and STEM department. Dr. Heupel holds a PhD from UCLA and teaches our chemistry class, biotechnology honors, honors 2, and a senior research honors class. So I'm going to stop sharing my tab and turn it on over to Dr. Heupel for a second, where he can walk you through what he's working on today. Dr. Heupel?
Teach biotechnology, chemistry, sometimes organic and biochemistry. Today I'm standing in our biotechnology laboratory. And biotechnology, our curriculum here is also a joint curriculum with the MCB, Molecular and Cell Biology course at the University of Arizona. And so our curriculum, if you decide to go through it and sign up for units, can get you 3 units of credit at the University of Arizona. We study all aspects of biotechnology here, beginning with what is considered ancient biotechnology and moving all the way through modern biotechnology, or what many people refer to as genetic engineering and molecular genetics. Um, the first part of the course deals with defining what biotechnology is for the students, helping them understand the career opportunities that exist in biotechnology. And then we move into learning a lot of the basic ideas of biotechnology, such as microbiology and basic cell biology, and moving into specialized topics that use biotechnology, like epidemiology, a big topic in today's world with our COVID-19 issue going on. Recently, we've been working on understanding the concept of what we call bioassays, and the students have been working on a project that involves invasive species here in Arizona. And they've been looking at things like buffalo grass, which is one of our largest problems of invasive species here in Arizona, and salt cedar, which is also clogging up a lot of our washes, where it grows quite well and can cause a great deal of damage. And they've been extracting these plants to determine if they make what we call allelopathic compounds, or actually are doing biochemical warfare against our native species and trying to displace them. So in this project, they learn basic biology, how to extract chemicals from biological organisms, how to treat a target organism in a bioassay situation, how to evaluate their data using statistics. For some students, this is the first introduction to hardcore statistics that they get. And in the end, hopefully we come up with something that's useful to places like our Desert Museum, which has an ongoing program in the study of invasive species here. As the year progresses, or our next unit is going to involve microbiology. And here at Salpointe, our laboratory is considered a biological safety laboratory 2 level because of this fume hood that I think you can see here. It's a biological safety cabinet, which enables us to work with microorganisms and to be able to isolate them and study them safely at all times. We also use that particular piece of equipment in doing cell tissue cultures so that we can examine how cells grow and how they interact with each other. And as the year progresses, we'll be getting into how we isolate DNA from organisms, how we analyze it, and how we can manipulate it and change what an organism is capable of doing. Along the way, our students are learning really valuable technical skills that once they leave here, they would be able to volunteer their services easily in any University of Arizona laboratory or any laboratory around the country, to maybe even get a paid position as a research assistant while they're trying to work their way through college. So they'll learn all the basic skills that they need to really work in this cutting edge field. And we also teach them the concepts behind all the techniques that we do here. Because not only are we trying to prepare great technicians, but we're trying to prepare people who are going to advance this field in biotechnology and come up with new approaches to solving problems. So that's just a little bit of what we do here. Hopefully, if you can look around the lab as I turn you, I've had some of my colleagues from the University of Arizona come over here and become very envious because we have the equipment here that most assistant professors would give an eye teeth to start out with, and we can do some remarkable things. We also have Biotechnology 2 Honor Senior Research, and this laboratory allows them to take any question that they want to and study it for an entire year. Most of the experimentation that they want to do can actually be done here on campus. So this laboratory here is well equipped, well designed, and ready for use.
Appreciate the tour of your lab and the information of the incredible things that we're able to accomplish over there. So going back to our presentation and continuing to walk through academics, we'll take a look at some other things that we're able to accomplish and do here. And some of the things that Dr. Heupel talked about is we are accredited and we are STEM accredited. The STEM.org Society organization has looked at us, reviewed us, and determined that Salpointe Catholic is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics accredited in terms of what we're able to offer our students. And to talk more about our STEM opportunities in our STEM lab, Ms. Gossler is here with us. Ms. Cecilia Gossler is in the STEM department in the Career and Technical Education department. She has an MS in engineering from the University of Arizona and teaches some really exciting classes in engineering, including Engineering 102, which is a college level course for credit.
So welcome, I'm Cecilia Gossler. I'm the director of the STEM Center here at Salpointe. My background is in engineering. I worked for both Raytheon and Burr Brown, which then turned into Texas Instrument and has now left unfortunately, Tucson. But I've worked as an engineer for many years and decided as my third and final career to sort of dedicate myself to teaching. I'm really excited to work here at Salpointe. My own two children came to Salpointe. It's an incredible place. And the opportunities that the students get is just really the best in Southern Arizona. So I'm here in the STEM Center. And as Tony mentioned, I teach a 102 class, which is a college level class. We follow the same curriculum as the University of Arizona. We spend a week every summer relooking at our curriculum and really making sure that it's on par and that it's at college level. So after several years of engineering, the students are ready to take a college engineering class, and that's what I teach. In the STEM Center, I'm standing in this incredible space. Like Dr. Heupel said, this is definitely a college level facility. In our STEM Center, for example, and I'm gonna just walk around a little bit and show you some of the things that we have. Hopefully you can hear this. These are our 3D printers. Again, like Dr. Heupel mentioned, college level professors are jealous of our incredible facility. I actually have 5 3D printers. I have what's called a Uprint, which is really a state-of-the-art 3D printer, a high-end, very detailed 3D printer. And my students do design work, and then they actually print out their design on these printers. And then I have some MakerBots, 2 of them. These are what I consider more of a general use 3D printer. So like if you want to make a rough model, so my students will make a model here and test it. And it's very cheap to build. And then they can actually test their design, and then we can put it on the more expensive 3D printers and actually make a really great piece of tool, if that's what they're gonna do. I also have a resin printer, which is a different kind of technology that the students can use to actually 3D print. In the rest of the STEM Center, which you cannot see, that stands behind, in front of me, but behind where these 3D printers are, I have a whole fabrication classroom. I have a table saw, a stop saw, I have welders, I have all kinds of equipment. I have a laser engraver. And again, if you're just listening and understand and are in manufacturing, you know that these are exactly the tools that the students will be using when they go to work, either in a science or engineering field. I'm really passionate about getting more women and young men into engineering. I'm totally dedicated to getting that happen for these students. I think it's an incredible field, and I think the opportunities are just endless in those careers. And so I'm very dedicated to getting kids excited about being in those fields. So I just wanted to show you one of the projects that we work on, which is really fun. So one of the things my students do is they use SolidWorks, which is a CAD system, computer-aided drafting system. These are really high. This is a really high-end piece of software. It's what the University of Arizona uses, and it's what a lot of industry leaders use. For example, Raytheon uses SolidWorks. And the kids design a CO2 car. This is a CO2 cartridge, and they race them. And they do this to show me that they understand the basics of aerodynamics. They actually test it in a wind tunnel on SolidWorks, which is very cool. It's a simulation, and they test the speed of it. And then we actually print them out on the 3D printers. And and they race them. And this is a really fun project, but it actually has a lot of tough concepts, and I'm always amazed at how well the students do. And it really helps them use their math and science skills and apply them to something in the real world. So it's always exciting what we do here. We're always doing new things. This year, because of COVID, my students are doing distance sensors. So in a couple of weeks, running around campus, all of our students that are in engineering will be running around with distance sensors to make sure that they are 3 feet from their peers or 6 feet from their peers. So this is really exciting, and I love working here, and I hope you will join us, and I hope your kids will join us. I certainly hope you'll encourage them to take an engineering class. It's really great fun, and it is just so exciting. I love working here, and I love Salpointe. So I hope you will join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gossler, for a look at your STEM Center and all the fun things that you are up to and doing with our students. So going back into academics before we check in with another teacher on our campus, we want to look at some of the honors and advanced placement options that we offer for our students. We have honors level classes offered in nearly every core course. So if we're looking at math, science, social studies, English, we have an honors level course for just about every course. One of the other things that we offer is 19 different advanced placement courses where students are required to take the advanced placement exam in May. And if they earn a passing score on that exam, they do get college credit for that class. Students qualify for our honors and AP classes based off of their GPA or with department recommendation and a discussion with the counselor and a parent. And we're doing really well as a school in our honors and AP classes. Most of our AP classes are above Arizona average for scores, and most classes average a score on the AP test of a 3 or a better. And the AP scores are scored 1 through 5, and 3 is considered passing. But we do have a lot of students who do earn 4s and 5s on their AP's exams. So they have a great opportunity to head into college having a few credits underway and being exposed to college level content and curriculum. Also on our honors end, we have a humanities program that we're incredibly proud of. The program begins at the junior level, and it is an honors program, and it does a great job of integrating curriculum through multiple departments, which includes our only honors theology class. The humanities department, the junior year, is based off of the Declaration of Independence, where they take a look at the statement that all are created equal, and they ask the students to evaluate that statement ideologically and reality from its inception when it was written by the founding fathers through the different literature, history, theology, etc., up through modern times, and to pass statements on where they believe we are with that statement that all are created equal. Senior year, they go into the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. So we're looking at taking these important documents and challenging our students to see how our content reflects that. Humanities program is incredibly rigorous because it comes with a minimum of 4 honors classes and with AP options. So we're really doing a great job of taking care of our students who require that extra effort and as well as an honors or an AP addition. Also at Salpointe Catholic High School, we are incredibly gifted and supported by various educational technology. We operate on a 1-to-1 system with Chromebooks, meaning every student has a Chromebook, every faculty member has a Chromebook. We do have subscriptions and utilize Google Suite for Education. Some of the apps we've become incredibly familiar with during this time period. You can see their logos on the screen, but we have one location for it all in an unlimited Google Drive, where we can support Google Classroom, Gmail, Docs, slides, forms, whatever we need. Every classroom on campus is also equipped with the state-of-the-art Promethean board that allows our teachers to interact with our students in various ways. I was watching a brilliant presentation by a teacher yesterday where the students used their Chromebooks to indicate an answer, and the answer popped up on the Promethean board, which is a great way for students to be held accountable and for our teachers to get feedback in terms of where students are with the material, and that guides their teaching. So continuous feedback is incredibly smart and what we're able to pull off here. The other thing that we do is we have department-specific technology. And I started off with Dr. Heupel and Ms. Gossler to show off how we take care of the needs of departments based off of what they want to teach and how they want to teach it. So we're looking at specifics based off of the curriculum content and the needs of not only our teachers, but of our students to reach the levels that we promise to get them at with a Salpointe education. At this point, we want to stop sharing and turn it over to Ms. Jenna Elias in our Social Studies Department, who has a master's in education from Northern Arizona University. And Ms. Elias teaches our world history and United States history courses. So Ms. Elias, we'll turn it over to you if you wouldn't mind sharing some of the fun things that you're working on.
Hello, everybody. So this is just a little snapshot into my classroom. And it really starts with me as a teacher. What I am asking, what do you think of when you think of history? For me, I thought it was really boring. I kind of thought of the movie Ferris Bueller, where, you know, a lot of boring lectures, memorizing dates. And so if you come into my classroom, that's not what I would hope you would find. Because I believe that the person who does the work is the only one who learns. So what do I mean by that? This is what a little bit of what happens in my classroom. Students are presenting because I believe that's how real learning takes place. They're using the technology that's provided to them. Pre-COVID, we had lots of collaboration going on, and we still try to do that with this hybrid model. And ultimately, I feel like students are engaged in this class. So I wanted to just kind of highlight some of the things that we do in my American history class. So in my class, students participate in simulations and projects that allow them to actually experience history, put themselves in somebody else's shoes. So here in these pictures, you see a couple of things. 70s presentation, that's students are researching a decade and then they come and present in costume for their decade. We had a child labor simulation for students to understand what would it be like if you just worked all day and you didn't go to school so that your family could survive. Great Depression, this simulation, kids try to make it without being homeless and having food. So they try to see if they could keep their way of life if they didn't have any money coming in. And then here's another 80s presentation. Some other things we do here, we do a Civil War simulation. So students can put themselves in the shoes of a soldier and what would that be like during the Civil War? We do a colonial America simulation where they see if they can survive, would they be able to survive in the New World? And a favorite one is the World War I game, where basically you have to have certain skills to obtain world domination. So these are just some examples of what it looks like in my room. I really believe that doing is learning. And so that, again, would be what you would find in my classroom.
Thank you, Ms. Elias, for sharing what happens in our history classes. Appreciate your efforts.
You're welcome.
Going back into our academic program and continuing to take a look at the different things that we offer on a large scale. We also offer remedial needs for our students. We're well aware that our students come into Salpointe Catholic from, over 80 different middle schools. Most of them are Catholic school feeders, but if we're going to accept students coming in from various places, we want to take care of their honors needs as well as remedial needs. And our students who come to Salpointe do take an entrance exam. Mr. Fisher talked about that at the previous session on admissions. And those entrance exam scores let us know what classes to place the student in. And we also offer students opportunities to take challenge tests to be placed in an honors class if they score into a college prep class, or if they want to go into a college prep class and test out of remedial classes. But that bottom bullet point is what we want to stress is it's not magic, but the great thing that our school does is no matter where a student begins, they're going to become a Salpointe Catholic High School graduate should they put in the work, and they're going to be prepared for college and beyond. And that's our great promise and what we've been doing for over 60 different years. At this point, we have a couple more check-ins. I want to check in with Ms. Alanis Valenzuela, who is in our World Languages Department. Ms. Valenzuela holds a master's in education from the University of Arizona and teaches Spanish 1 as well as Spanish 3 to our heritage learners. So Ms. Valenzuela will be here in a couple of minutes, but to talk a little bit more about our World Language Department, we do offer classes in Spanish, French, as well as Latin, and we go from level 1 through 4 and through advanced placement classes, which is incredibly helpful to honor and meet our students at those needs.
Hi, like Tony said, my name is Alanis Valenzuela and I teach Spanish here at Salpointe. Today I'm here to talk to you about the method that we use to teach language here at Salpointe Catholic. So if you've ever taken a language course before, you probably did some conjugation, fill in the blank, practice a script with a friend or something like that, or maybe repeat a word 50 times with the teacher. Yes? Well, that's not what we do here at Salpointe. We use a method called TPRS and also TPR. So TPRS stands for Teaching Proficiency Through Reading and Stories. And TPR is a Total Physical Response. So what does that average day look for us here at Salpointe in a language class? So first, we introduce words, which is usually 7 to 10. We establish meaning with the students. What does that mean? We usually give them the translation or use gestures, but we try to use translations more often. And you're probably wondering, why not just have it be 100% immersion, since that's what works best based on research? Well, because here at Salpointe, we recognize that we have a limited amount of time with our students, and we want to use those hours every week efficiently. So we want to make sure that the message is clear and they know that when I point to my head, I'm not saying head or brain or thinking or wondering. I'm saying whatever I want them to know that I'm saying. Does that make sense? So after we establish meaning, then we use props and gestures and different images to make sure the students understand well how the words and the structures are used, and then we read stories. So our students engage with the language from day one. We don't teach them 1,000 words before they're able to use them. They're understanding stories and answering from day one. So our level 1 students are able to read a book this complex in just the first year. Whoops, backwards, sorry. So how do we do that? We as teachers, we foster language in a way that we know what words we're using. Nothing here is on accident or by mistake. We use the words that we're teaching the students. We quiz the students on the words that we're teaching them. And we just try to make sure we're fostering the language that we're teaching them. So what does that mean for the student? The student should be able to understand at least 80% of everything the teacher's saying. And how do I make sure that they understand? I used a lot of cognates. What are cognates? Those are words that are spelled and also sound the same in 2 languages. So, and also mean the same thing. So some examples would be computer and computadora, teléfono, and telephone. So even though they only learn 7 to 10 words in one day, we're putting in a lot more words by using those cognates. And then lastly, I just want to mention why I love it as a teacher. I really like it because it works. You see the students being engaged, you see the student understanding and using the language from day one. This creates a stress-free zone for everyone. I believe that every student in my class feels successful because they are successful. They feel like they can sit and just watch if they're not ready yet to speak in the language, but they also feel comfortable enough to just shout an answer in Spanish if they're ready for it. Another great thing about this method that we use is that it allows for personalized questions. So in my classroom, we're able to build community every day. We use this new vocabulary to ask students questions like, what's your name? What's your favorite show? Why don't you like this show? And we do that in the target language, which really allows us to learn, but also learn about each other and be very connected with each other. So eventually this community building and all of this really makes it a safe zone for everyone to learn together and to have this experience as if they were immersed in a country that speaks the language. That's all I have so far. I just want to tell you how excited I am to teach here, how fun it is for the teachers and for the students. And I hope that you will join us here at Salpointe Catholic because it really is great.
Back to our academics presentation and to get closer to wrapping this up and to start looking at questions. We also have a ton of academic support opportunities for students across the board. Tutoring is available from all teachers in all departments, and we're doing it 4 days a week. We have a massive, gorgeous building called Foundation Hall, and in this building 4 days a week, teachers in all departments are there at no appointment necessary for students to come in after school and get some help. Usually about 90-minute sessions we offer those. Students can also choose to enroll in a quiet study class. Quiet study is a non-credit class where students can be placed in an environment that will be supervised by a classroom teacher to get work done. So those are great opportunities for our students who are athletes who need some extra time dedicated to get things done, but they're open to everyone. We have peer mentors and peer tutors available. Some of our highest achieving students are able to help with tutoring throughout the day and to support our students who need a little extra help. And we do offer learning accommodations in case students have 504 plans. And we have a dedicated space with a dedicated learning lab coordinator who helps out with those different opportunities and ideas to ensure that our students are getting the support we need. Our last check-in before we wrap up the academic program is Mr. Nicholas Sitzman. Mr. Sitzman is in the Social Studies Department. He holds a master's in education from the University of Arizona, teaches our world history class, and he's also the moderator for the Model UN Club. And Mr. Sitzman's also a wrestling coach, so he is well-versed in the Salpointe experience, and we're excited to have him.
Hello, everyone. So like Mr. Dre said, I teach world history here at Salpointe. This is my third year teaching world history here. When I was in college, an assignment that we had done in one of my world history courses was called the Global Learning Initiative. And when I came to Salpointe, we had started just the year prior. Salpointe had started on the Laudato Si program, the Laudato Si initiative put out by Pope Francis. I don't know if Tony touched on that at all, but it's about the environment, protecting the environment, protecting people in the environment. And I thought that this, just to touch on one thing that I do that's really dynamic, this project that I did in college was really just seemed to really focus on that and seemed like it would be a really great addition to the world history department. And so when students do this research, when we do this project, we're asking this overarching question: how do the themes of diversity, sustainability, and global engagement change over time? And so students research one of these three themes in the context of a geographic location and in a certain time period. So for instance, you might have a student researching global engagement. So things like trade, migration, things of that nature around the year 1500 in that time period, perhaps in Asia or Africa, Southeast Asia, in any sort of geographic location or time period. And they're looking at how just over time migration or trade changes within that area. And then all of these presentations are brought together, and we can see just how these themes have changed over time, how they adapt, how they change, how people's views on these matters change. And it's really great to see kids make those connections on those changes, and if those things were lacking, how they start to be incorporated in different cultures. But the World History Department here is really great. It's a really dynamic group of teachers. That's about it. That's what I wanted to share with you all. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Nick, for letting us know what's going on in your world history classes. And again, that cross-curricular link between the Pope's Laudato Si encyclical as well as our world history curriculum is a great snapshot in what we try and do in terms of a holistic education. To get close to wrapping up our presentation and to start seeing what questions we can answer, let's transition over to what this looks like once we're all done with a Salpointe Catholic education. And upon graduation, we want to frame this presentation and continue what we said at the start, is students are prepared for college and beyond. And it doesn't matter where they began their freshman year, we're going to get them there in 4 years. And if we need some evidence to back that up, let's take a look at the class of 2020's college acceptance and merit-based scholarships. sharing this tab, our class of 2020 followed the tradition of outstanding graduation classes. They were admitted to 173 different colleges, universities, schools, and military branches, and they have earned over $21 million in merit-based scholarship. And we publish this list every year. You can compare it to any other year of a Salpointe Catholic education, and you can see exactly what we're doing and how to pull this off and where our students are going after 4 years of a Salpointe Catholic education. The state schools are all represented, and they're represented with dollar signs, which indicate that our students earn merit-based scholarship based off of their abilities. So University of Arizona is there, Arizona State, Grand Canyon University, Embry-Riddle, Northern Arizona University. All of those schools our students have earned merit-based scholarship in. But you can also see admittance into some heavy-hitting schools, such as Duke University, we see towards the bottom there, Regis University, also a Catholic school identified by the plus or the cross sign. Other important universities such as San Diego State, Seton Hall, Seattle. We're looking at just about every big university we've heard of our students are earning admission to and earning scholarships to. Harvard College with a scholarship. We're looking at Villanova, University of Texas at Austin. These are the schools that our students attend, and we're also really proud to show that they're looking at military service, not just within the Air Force, Army, Marines, but also the academies. Students being accepted to the Air Force Academy and the Naval Academy. So we're really excited and really proud of what our students are able to accomplish and the next steps that they go beyond Salpointe Catholic and preparing them to be able to take those steps. So to wrap up, if you have any questions or need some contact information, again, my name is Mr. Anthony Giretti. I go by Tony. I am the Assistant Principal for Academics at Salpointe Catholic High School. My email address is up on the screen. I'm happy to talk with you via email. My phone number is up on the screen. You can go ahead and call in and let me know and leave a voicemail. We'll get in touch. But the big thing that we want to stress as we start to explore academics and to see what we can do for a student intellectually, from salpointe.org, clicking on academics, you can look at the various departments, course descriptions, and everything that we offer here. And I can think of no better thing than just to thank our teachers for taking time out of their busy days and to share what it is that they've done. So at this point in time, I'm going to stick around in case anyone has any questions, but that does wrap up our presentation for today in terms of looking at our overall academic program, what we offer, and more importantly, what we can do for your students. So we really hope that you'll consider us in your academic needs. Thank you to our classroom teachers, and have a great day, everyone.